Good morning, everybody. So, couple things going on. Some of it incredibly unexpected, but here we are. Life happens. I came home last night, watched a little TV, went to bed, got up today, went outside to feed Romeo, and he has a huge abscess on the side of his face. I don't know when it happened, because when he doesn't come by to speak to me, to get attention, he wanders. So I don't know specifically when it happened, but it looks really nasty. I've got him an appointment with an urgent care here in town to get that treated, which means they'll probably, because his face is like really swollen, so I have a feeling he'll probably have to have it lanced. With the trip that I had planned, I will probably have to see if they can board him, if he needs like specific care needs for the first few days. I may have to pay to have him housed. So we're going to see. But I'm going to hope for the best until we actually get there. But I am checking in with you guys because, if you remember, I bought the Unimate packet seasonings, the fancy Metamucil that Foodie has been using. And I thought we would give them a go. So this is the Unimate, the one that's supposed to be giving her all this miraculous energy, which I'm going to need today because I've got 40 million things to do before I'm supposed to go anywhere tomorrow. So, yeah. This is supposed to be mixed, according to the packaging, with 8 to 10 ounces of water. So we're going to do that. Well, that's not the least bit encouraging. Yuck. I'll be honest with you, that's kind of gross looking. Alright, and I'm going to take my little handy dandy mixer right here. Hopefully the batteries aren't dead. Oh no, the batteries are dead. 1 second. Alright, so got the handy dandy mixer set up and running here. I am opting to use the mixer on it because of all of the little nasty little clumps that you will inadvertently have if you let this just sit and dissolve on its own devices here. I'm going to say this is not looking real appealing, you know what I mean? It actually looks kind of gross. But, you know, hopefully it'll taste better than it looks, but so far I'm not feeling optimistic. Alrighty. Alright, so it is mixed, as you guys can see. Like I said, it's not really visually appealing, you know. So I've put some ice in it because there's no way, that's paint on the cup, by the way. I used to drink out of this cup whenever I would be painting in here, like painting the walls. So, and I haven't figured out a way to get that off, so I'm just kind of rolling with it. But I am giving it a moment to chill because, you know, I can't imagine it tasting. I mean, maybe it will taste better a little, or more, well, it will be tolerable cold versus it being at room temperature. So, okay, this is the lemon flavored Unimate. Okay, here's the taste test. Okay. So, initial reading on this is it kind of has the same flavor as Crystal Light tea. For those of y'all that are familiar with that, you know, it used to be really popular back in the day. Crystal Light had a tea that had like a lemon flavor to it. Now, that's the initial taste, but now that I have sat with it for a minute, it has this underlying flavor to it that's actually kind of unpleasant. Ugh. Yeah, see, pleasant for a moment. All I can think of is Crystal Light. And then it's gone. And you have this subtle, almost it almost is like a mixture of lemon and like what peat moss would taste like, if that makes sense. It's not pleasant, the aftertaste part of it. If it stayed with that crystal like tea flavor thing like all the way through, then it would probably be okay. But that aftertaste of like peat moss and lemon mixed together, it is just kind of gross. So we are giving this a full test, okay? So I am going to drink this, as much of it as I can stand, and then I'm going to have to get on with my day, because I'm going to have to wrangle Romeo into a carrier to take him to urgent care, so that we can get the situation with his face fixed, because bless his heart, I know it don't feel good. I mean, he's still his sweet usual self. His appetite is still good, you know, so obviously that's a good sign, but I want to get ahead of it, you know, before it gets any worse, you know. And I'll be curious to see if it's like him getting into if he got into a fight with one of the other neighborhood cats, because there are a couple of other male cats around, including one that lives next door, and you know there's always like a pissing contest for who's the lion, you know, whenever you're dealing with multiple males. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, and we'll talk about anything that I experience after this. And just for notation, normally when I get up in the mornings, I drink Cuban espresso. I have completely surpassed that, simply because I did not want to influence the whole "it gives me energy" thing, you guys, because I don't want it being said that, oh, well, the energy could have been from the espresso that you usually drink. So I've completely forgone that. We're doing just this dirty lemon water here, and I will touch base as things go. So we're at the vet's office. Good news. Apparently Romeo has been fixed before in the past, so I don't know if he was like a, you know, trap and release sort of thing, or if he belonged to somebody previously. I'm going to ask them to scan him to see if he's got a microchip, just so I can cover my bases, because if he has belonged to somebody, I would like to be able to let them know that he's okay, you know. So they're saying that at the bare minimum he will have to have some antibiotics, which I kind of already figured, but he's doing really well, you know. What doing, Roms? What doing, Romies? Oh, look at your face, you poor boy. Oh, poor baby. Bless his heart. What is that? It's okay. You're all right. So, good news. There will be no need to cut his face or put a drain in, so that's good news. She said that there is a antibiotic shot that they can give that lasts between a week and 10 days, so that's good. It means that I won't have to worry about him not being medicated while I am off on the trip tomorrow. And they're going to go ahead and vaccinate him while they're here, so that's excellent too. I had her tell me if his chin was normal and whether or not I should be worried, and she said that's his chin. Okay, gang, so we're done at the vet's office. Leave it to this little man to be an expensive date with everything. They gave me 6 months of NexGard for him. He got all his vaccinations. He got tested for heartworms and feline leukemia. He got a antibiotic shot. All total, it was right around $500. He did amazing. He didn't get freaked out even in the slightest, and every single person that came into the room with him and interacted with him said, oh, he is so sweet. Romeo is the perfect name for him because he's so loving and he he isn't worried that we're gonna get him, and they all said he's so beautiful, he's such a handsome guy, and they were happy to work with him. That's him. He's telling me about it. He's not a fan of riding. I have learned this, but he's not nearly as upset or as freaked out as Jinx is when Jinx gets in the car. He literally panics when he gets in the car. So even in this regard, he's a very relaxed sort of fella. He just talks to me. So they're telling me that with the antibiotic shot on board, he should be back to normal and feeling great again in a few days. So that gives me some peace of mind with me going on this trip tomorrow. So yeah, everything is working out. On the yerba mate situation, the Unimante or whatever the hell, first off, I finished it. Didn't take me long at all. I mean, it was only 8 ounces. It was okay. Like I said, it has like this crystal light tea sort of flavoring to it, but it does have a weird little aftertaste to it. As to the supposed energy deal, I'm not seeing any difference. The only thing that I'm noticing is like a little slight headache, but you know, that's life. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we can call that but I'm going to get him home. I'm going to get him situated. I've got to go to Home Depot to pick up some storage for all of the Christmas decorations so that I can take down the inflatables, and then all of the inside stuff I am going to probably take down Friday when I get back home, mainly because I've still got some work to do now that Foodie has uploaded another live, which I haven't watched yet. I want to be able to include that in this afternoon's get together. So I still got to pack for my trip, which I'm going to do after we get offline, and just going to kind of play it by ear. Another thing too that I'm going to do is I've got to find some food. I is hungry. I have not ate today. I had some turkey sandwich meat at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then didn't eat anything. I haven't ate anything since then. So, yeah. So I'm gonna get up here. Gang, so I'm back again, and I'm fixing to use the Unimate Balance, the orange flavor. I'm getting ready for the live. I will probably be drinking it still, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it mixed up and get it taste tested for y'all. So let's do this. Hope you guys get a little bit of enjoyment out of this, because I don't know if you see what I've got here. You don't want none of that. You don't want none of that. Trust me, you don't want none of that. Ugh. Leanie Bo called it. This is the ever so illustrious Unicity powder that Foodie Beauty claims tastes like a creamsicle. I'll be damned if this tastes anything like a creamsicle. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Okay. I have definitely had worse things in my life. But I'll tell you what it is that's really getting me is the consistency of it. You know, it's really thick. Ugh. But amazingly enough, no. But you guys will see that I don't play. I wasn't playing about mixing this stuff between the Unimate, the Unimate part that she claims gave her so much energy and all that stuff. And then this right here, I have a hand mixer that I use on my flavored water that is extremely high powered. I use that to mix these so that there is no unmixed clumps, because that's always a risk. But so I think that's the only reason it's not grainy. So uh, I'm so I'm so I'm so glad I can provide you some entertainment. Um, it actually, from what I gather, that's basically what it is. You know. Uh, woo, ah.
Old meat. Imagine. Hi, Reese Boy. Chance to involve cheese and ex-beezer. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can probably do that. I'll just, if it's in my block list, I should be able to. Yeah, I'll check. Famous salad place in Montreal? There's a famous salad place?
Jesus. Ooh. All right. All right, y'all. I'm tapping out on this. Y'all saw how much I had in here. It was right there when we started. I can't do no more of it. Ugh. Ugh. Hi, gang. So here we are. It is quite a while after the live, and I'm in bed. No unexpected impromptu bathroom trips. So pretty safe to say that even the fiber, even the Metamucil subpar, you know. I mean, obviously, still relatively early. I may wake up tomorrow and be praying to God, Allah and the spaghetti monster before the morning's out. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm fixing to turn it in early because even though I didn't mean for the live to end up being 2 hours, it kind of threw a wrench in everything by me getting so caught up in everything. But I'm exhausted. Because that little bit of a nap was only about 2 hours. So I'm running on fumes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off here. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to get up super early so that I can pack and do some laundry and do some quick little cleaning stuff so that, you know, I'm leaving the house in tip-top shape. Hi, we'll see how mamas. Good morning, gang. It is 6 in the a.m. I am up and I am about, and we are going to do day 2 of the Unicity gig. Okay, so this morning I have the lemon ginger mixture, which I imagine can't taste much different than what I had yesterday, but we're going to give it a try anyway. All right. Okay, now our little handy dandy mixer. So it's not much difference in color between yesterday's. It's got a little bit more of a brown tinge to it than a yellow. I can smell the ginger in that packet. Phew, okay. Can't wait to see how this is going to go. All right, so here we are, gang. The lemon ginger. I have iced it and I have allowed it to swirl about a bit. Let's give this a try. Well, it doesn't taste drastically different than the one that I tried yesterday. It still has that Crystal Light tea flavor to it, but it has a secondary sort of flavor to it, an addition to it because of the ginger. Now, for the aftertaste, it's more ginger. It's basically just the ginger. And the rest of it is pretty much gone. Like that lemon and peat moss thing that I was getting from yesterday's is absent because of the presence of the ginger in this tea. So I'm going to give it a go as per usual. And we're just going to see what happens, if anything happens. But Foodie calling these delicious, she has drastically overselling, but such is the nature of scamming. Heyo, so I am on the move. I have stopped to take a potty break. I decided, didn't decide. I realized that I still have not recorded or tried the other 2 balance packets. So I've got 16 ounces of water. I have got me a cup, and I am going to mix these bad boys up, do the damn thing, and taste test these puppies. Obviously I'm not drinking all of this shit. I mean, if they're anything like the one that I had last night, they're gonna be kind of gross. But ideally, all I'm doing is testing them for the flavor mostly, because this one is called Apple Crush, whatever that is. I can almost guarantee it's probably gonna taste like rancid apple juice or something like that, because and I've gotten defective product because the stupid tear here thing ain't working. So yeah, I am the type of chick that I always keep knives and box cutters in my vehicle so that I can open mail. So okay, all right, I have emptied the packet. It is not absorbing like at all, so I'm gonna take a straw to this and try to stir this crap up, because there was no way I was gonna waste a whole bottle of water on this mess at all. And it is oh God, it is so chalky and it is so clumpy. I really, really wish I had used some common sense and done this stuff at the house. I mean, part of it, I think, is the fact that I'm putting this in cold water. I mean, like ice cold, like right out of the, right out of the cooler. So I think that's got something to do with it. But I have mixed this up as best as I'm going to be able to manage, and I'm going to let it sit so that what's left of the clumps that are in here are dissolved, I guess, if they're going to be at all. But it's already really quickly starting to thicken up, and that was my biggest issue with last night's, is the fact that it had such a thick consistency to it that it was kind of grossing me out to drink it. So yeah, it actually looks like I didn't put enough water in it either, so there's that, because I didn't even use half the bottle. There we go, that's more like it. Maybe that right there will help with that problem. Still got clumps in it. You guys should see the color. Here it is. Here it is. Look at the color of that. It's got this weird color to it. So, I'm gonna let it sit. I'll get back on here and try it in a little bit, but I'll be on the move when I do. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. This is the Apple Crush, whatever the fuck. Fancy flavored Metamucil. I'm gonna give a taste test on this. I'm definitely not drinking all of it, because number one, the consistency of this is thicker than molasses, and I figured out the other night that it doesn't do a damn thing. So yeah. So here we go. It's not terrible, but it's not good. For those of y'all that work in the medical field, when you have people who have swallowing difficulties, and we put them on thickened liquids, this is the consistency of honey thickened liquids. Quite literally. This is not me drinking it, this is me slurping it. I'm sure you guys can probably hear it because it is so thick that you can't just drink it regularly. You have to kind of suck it into your mouth. So there's that. As to the taste of it, it does taste of apple, but not what you would expect. It is very flat tasting. So I don't know exactly what they were aiming for with this, but with a name like Apple Crush, it really falls really, really short of the mark. It kind of, even unsweetened applesauce has more of an apple flavor to it than this stuff does. So, yeah. Lord have mercy. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to do the other one. In a little bit. I gotta have something to drink to get rid of this taste. Shit. Daggum I'm gonna have to drink something else to get rid of this taste. I'm gonna do one more again. I'm gonna do one more again and make sure that I just ain't playing myself here. One more time. Yeah. And it has an aftertaste too. Which I can't put my finger on. I'm fixing to put this down and actually have something normal to drink. And I will think on what this aftertaste might be, what I can equate it to. But it's not good. Okay, so I've had a thought on that Apple Crush aftertaste stuff. The only thing that I can think to equate it to would be like a flat vanilla, sort of. Obviously, there's something else. That's the only thing that I can think of, really. So I'm fixing to set up the lemon lime, or fresh lime balance, and see what we get from this. And then we're going to call this little social experiment here done and over with, because I will not be subjecting myself to this again. This is disgusting. The stuff is not good. Foodie's palate is shot. We know this, so obviously the girl thinking, oh, well, it's so good. It's so good. The girl thinks that canned alphagetti is good. She thinks that, pretty much anything battered and fried is good, no matter whether or not it actually is or not. So, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that old girl is definitely not a solid gauge of what's good and what's not. Because, if you have an actual normal palate, this stuff is definitely not going to be for you. And so I have put this in this bottle, try to shake it up to get it good combined. The water is still cool, but not freezing cold like it was on the other mixture. So hopefully it will combine a little bit better. Alright, and now I'm going to let it sit for about 10 or 15 like the instructions say, which means I already know it's going to be thick as pudding probably. And I'll be back. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to wait the 10 or 15. This is mostly about the taste. We already know that it is fucking disgusting in relation to consistency. We're just going to go with it. Okay, so right off the bat, fresh lime. This is not fresh lime. This, ooh, bloody hell. Let's try this again. So what I am getting is more old lime. Like if you let the limes on your counter dry out and then you cut into them, that would be the smell that you're getting off of this. I'm almost kind of banking that this probably tastes as bad as it smells. So wish me luck. It's sad because this, even with this, the taste of this being like old limes, the smell is 100% better than the taste. It has a very sweet aftertaste, but not a good kind of sweet. I'm stuck on words because it does not taste like lime. Like I said, it doesn't taste at all how it smells, which is bizarre. It's very bizarre. And I maybe let this sit maybe just a couple of minutes, and it's already really ridiculously thick. I mean, it's got the consistency of glue. The smell of it, yes, it does have, like I said, that old, dried out, past its prime lime. It is an old lime smell. So the smell, yes. The taste, no, not even close, not even a hint. And I cannot put my finger on exactly what this taste is, but this one is by far the worst out of the bunch. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Oh, holy God. I gotta get some tea in me, y'all. I just can't. I gotta wash this taste away because this is disgusting. Oh my God. So, obviously, like I said, I am not drinking all that crap because, number one, it didn't do anything to me when I drank it yesterday, so pretty safe to say it's not going to do anything today. So, I mean, that obviously goes back to that whole comment about the products being subpar and not really worth a damn, and thus the reason that it's being shelled out in a pyramid scheme. So, there's that. But, all of the unicity today. I drank the entire thing because, you know, it supposedly gave Foodie all this energy. But what I don't think that she factored in on all this is the fact that, you know, now that her blood sugars are closer to resembling something in, you know, normal. I mean, obviously not normal, but closer to than she was. Obviously her energy level is going to improve. Her body's capability of processing the massive amounts of carbohydrates and sugar that she's eating is part of why her energy is better. Her body can actually take that sugar and actually use it for energy versus it just floating around in her bloodstream. It goes to show that the woman who claims that she loves to learn and that, you know, she does all her research on stuff, okay, first off, the woman is a fool. If she genuinely wanted to know anything about diabetes, there are hundreds upon hundreds of videos on YouTube that she could watch that explains why it is that your body responds the way that it does and what will happen if you leave it unchecked and all that stuff. The unicity, which we already knew, is doing absolutely fuck all for her other than acting as a placebo. You know, it is making her feel like she's doing something when we know that she's not doing anything. She is finding, like in all things Foodie, old girl loves to rationalize doing anything but what she actually needs to do. So, here we are. You now have my formal opinion, and I speak only for me, obviously, but I figured I would give you guys like a second opinion on this whole flavored Metamucil deal because, you know, just something fun to do. I will have this up in a little while. I am just outside of where I'm headed, and I've got to get through like the busiest part of what's going to be this trip for me, which is down